Watches actually is who this comes from.
Oh, yes.
Look at this shirt right here. VAER. Veyer
I was wearing
Watches.
my Veyer watch shirt just the other day as well.
It's a great shirt, right?
It's a perfect shirt.
They don't sell them on their website, but I'm thrilled to have a couple of them. They're really nice. 𝗣𝗿𝗂watches.com/surf splendor to save you 15%. Our buddy Ryan in New Jersey, who came out to the boardroom show, was wearing a Veyer that is cooler than anyone that you and I own.
Oh, man. Which one does he have?
It was a GMT automatic,
Mm.
and it was a great looking watch. I didn't even know what it was at first, but I kind of noticed it's a great looking watch. And then he mentioned, he goes, "Oh, dude, by the way, check this thing out." And I'm like, "That thing, I was admiring that. It's sick." He goes, "I know, I made a mistake. I was trying to buy a solar. I thought I was buying the solar one." He goes, "Turns out this is an automatic." I'm like, "That's even better. That's like mechanically a more, sophisticated watch, but also beautiful."
Very, yeah. I find myself going on to Veyer.com. Is it Veyer.com? I think it is.
Watches, Veyer watches.
VeyerWatches.com from time to time and browsing, and it's worth a go through and browse. They have some beautiful watches on there.
Yeah, 6,000 5-star reviews from all over the world. So really great stuff. Anyways, Veyer presents Tools to Live By, where we provide advice for listeners. This week's listener has a phenomenal question for you and I.
Here's a question, maybe a tool to live by, and it's probably a very subjective one. But at what age are you supposed to not share a bedroom on, let's say, a surf trip, right? Maybe you're in your 20s and you and a bunch of buddies cram into a house or something, and there's two or three beds in a room, and so you and your buddy are sleeping in the same room, separate beds. But at what age do you say, you know what, I'm an adult and I want my own room? I think for me it was like 34, but then it kind of brings the question, right? Let's say you want to go to a wave in Central America somewhere, and it's mostly just kind of surf camps, and that wave you want to be at or that location has 2 bedrooms in a room, and that's how it is. Do you not go on it because you're just too old for that, or do you're like, I'm on a surf trip with my dudes, so whatever. Let me know what you think.
Great question.
If you're calling them my dudes,
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your take on this?
I mean, I think this one there's a couple issues at play. One is, of course, as he said, can you reasonably and easily get another room? Is that an easy option, right? Like if you're over 30, you have enough money in the bank to get your own room, and that's what it is, then I think that's, typically the way to go. And I'm going to say, I'll put the age there at 30. I'll say 30 is the cutoff for that.
I felt like his 34 was precise.
That's good. 34 is probably better. I just think in our day and age, people are growing up too slowly. And so every time I can bump that back a bit, right? That's our duty to know you're not a child at 26, like people think they're, oh, he's just so young. He's 26. He doesn't know what he's doing. You kidding, boy? But I think on the surf trip, then you just share. But this is inverse, I think, directly to how close are you to the person? Are you guys is he your dude? Are you bros? Is this a stranger? If this is a stranger, I would really consider going on a different surf trip, to be honest. If you're forced as an adult to share a room with somebody somewhere, then I think that, yeah, it's a bridge too far.
It's hard for me to look back 10 years and pinpoint the precise age where this transition happened. But at the age of 43 now, I can say it's a hard nah. Like, I am getting my own room almost no matter what.
Except this surf trip is both precise and very helpful, because there are surf camps that it's just not a real option, right?
Of course. If you have enough people to fill up the resort, and so you got to share rooms, or the resort's already full, and but in almost any scenario, I would pick a different resort. I would figure out a
That's what
way
I'm
to get
saying.
my own room. I mean,
I-
if I'm forced into it, look, I'm not a weirdo. I can do it. It's not like I have a phobia of being in a room with another dude. It's just I really appreciate my alone time, and I almost need it to re-energize for the next social interaction.
It is a luxury of being an adult, I feel, of and so to look that gift horse in the mouth and not take advantage of it, like you're leaving to throw another metaphor, you're just leaving fruit on the vine here. Like
Well,
take advantage of that room.
so let me phrase it this way. Let's say you can afford one trip a year with separate rooms, or you get to go on 2 trips a year, but you got to share a room. What do you pick?
One trip a year.
Okay, me
I
too.
don't even have to think about it. I mean,
Me
at this
too.
point, the having own space, and I feel a lot like you. Like I enjoy a bit of alone time. I need it, and I can do without it if that's necessary. Fine with it if it's necessary. Like no problem, whatever. Uh, but if it's an option, like I enjoy that. I like going in, closing the door, taking a breath, laying down for a second, and then heading back out into it.
Totally. Interesting how different this is for men versus females, because anytime my wife goes on a girls' getaway,
It's just
they
all one room.
relish, they relish the
Yeah,
opportunity to have a sleepover
yeah.
because she wants to talk. She wants to stay up late and talk until they actually pass out.
Yes. I mean, it's funny the joy and as a kid, I had a bunch of sleepovers going to but they were never called sleepovers. I think I'm going to such and such house and it's I'm going to spend the night, right?
Yeah.
Like and it was because of you're going to do something in the morning, you're doing something late that night. It was never just about the sleepover. Uh, my daughter is like planning her sleepovers through the week and it's about the sleepover itself, which it's about sharing that room and getting the snacks and watching something and talking or whatever. Who knows what they do on their sleepover, but it's about the sleepover. The sleeping over was just, I felt for me as a kid, was a product of doing something else where it just made more sense to spend the night at this guy's house or that guy's house.
So your daughter needs to reintroduce the phrase slumber party.
Yeah. Oh, she sure does. Slumber party. Because that's what it is a slumber party. It's a
Yeah.
party. Sleeping is part of the party, but
Yeah,
it's a party.
exactly. Yeah.
Like it.
Okay. Well, good. Glad we got to the bottom of that one.